This video is made for adult collectors because the last night was horrible. The last night was such a weird ass toy line. It had a couple of bangers, but a lot of stinkers. Like a lot. This thing really isn't the best. I've had two of these and they both had several problems that are just pain. I'm starting in jet mode because this is the best part about this thing. But this thing I got with the help of Bai. Yeah, remember them? Bai is a Japanese proxy buying service that allows you to ship things that don't ship outside of Japan to outside of Japan. They have a lot of crazy deals. Like I saw one of these sealed for 25 bucks. It ended while I was sleeping, so I missed it, but I got this one for like 40, so I'm not that mad. I also got this for 10 and this for 17, and this is like rare-ish, so that's nice. I think he's limited to like 3,000 or something. Their shipping also went very much down in price a lot since the last time I used them, so that's awesome. Still budget for shipping because the more you add, the more expensive it gets, but it is nowhere near as bad as it used to be a few months ago. So definitely go check them out. Links in the description down below. And right now there's a 10% off coupon for signing up if you use the link down below, and up to 5,000 yen to use. So definitely, again, check them out. Links below. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. Now back to the actual toy. The jet mode looks swish. Huge wingspan and a lot of nice detail. There's some dry brushing on the nose cone, which makes sense for a plane flying so fast, but I do wish there was a little bit more of it on the rest of the toy. It feels a bit bland. It's missing a lot of the gold on like the back section, which is a little annoying, but the silver symbols are really nice. They are also sculpted into the wings and then painted, which is a very nice touch. I thought they would just be painted when we first saw this guy back in 2017, but no, they actually took the time to sculpt it in. The weapon stores on the back and hides away a lot nicer than the Voyager, and you can peg it in under the wings if you want to, but it looks weird. What's very funny is this jet mode is originally supposed to be backwards. My buddy Spikey's Collectibles on Twitter posted this tweet that shows the concept art for the jet originally being designed the other way around, and that's why these thrusters are where they are, and the thrusters on the jet now are actually the cannons originally. So that's why it looks like this. It's a very funny little story, but it's a nice jet. It looks so cool. I just wish the front part would stay tabbed in. It's always separating and it's really annoying. He has one landing gear at the front, which is kind of difficult to fold out, and the other two are just hanging out at the bottom there. But he sits very nice and close to the ground and has hardly any under kibble except for a little bit of his chest poking out. So yeah, the jet mode I think does a fantastic job at looking like the jet from the film. But now on to the robot. And the transfer, So one thing I want to say before I get into the transformation was one of my buddies the other day pointed out that he actually looks like he's designed after a sword hilt, and I could totally see that, and I think that's really cool because look at that. That looks like a sword hilt. Like you can see a blade coming out of the top of that. Anyways, robot mode, well, getting him there is not as fun as getting this guy there, the Voyager. It's interesting. It's neat the way it does it because these two are completely different toys, and it's nice to see the way that they're able to get two different transformations from the same wave, from the same friggin' design. It's really neat, but this one's better. Also, a much easier to hold sword handle. God, it's raining. It's so bad outside. My allergies are terrible. Anyways, let's get him into his robot mode. So to start with, you want to put him down. All right, then the next step is you go out, you get about $30, and then you go to your local comic book shop and you go buy one of these. I'm just kidding. We're first going to unpeg the thrusters from the legs, and I'm just going to show this right now. I will talk about it later, but this pin has been shot into the toy incorrectly, and because of that, that sits on an angle and will not sit flush in robot mode. Love that. Anyways, you bring this up like this. Now, the front opened again. That's such a problem. Now it looks like a Star Wars. It looks like the, what's it called? The Bad Batch ship. That's what that looks like to me. And there goes the front. Bring that around, swing it down. That's a nice order of operations that you probably didn't see because I'm horrible at this. Fold this out, bring this around, fold this around and in, fold that down, fold it up, fold it over, It's a cool little order of operations, but now you can see why it doesn't sit flush. That one sits flush. This one does not because of how that pin was shot through. So, yay. At least this one has the correct heels. My other copy had 2 left heels, so it wouldn't tab into the thing. Anyways, you fold this out and around. You rotate the thruster in and then fold this panel in. Now, this side's... There it goes. This side's panel, the hinge is like warped, so it constantly falls off. It's just a friction hinge, so I can just put it back together, but oh, there it goes again. Now we have standy uppy pointy thing. So now the next step is to bring this whole section down. Push this panel out, split, and just sort of like split. Come on. Come on. Oh, well, there goes that panel. And there goes the can. Oh my god. I haven't even revealed the gimmick yet. It just keeps going off. Fold in the landing gear. Stay. He's doing the splits. Fold out his face that's starting to split down the center. That's nice. Rotate this out. Clip it in. Push the hand out. Fold it down. Fold panel in. This side. Rotate it around. Bring it down. But then the gun collapses in on itself and in, and it's activated itself again. Fold this up all the way, click it into place. There you have Idiot in his robot mode. Ah, we're done. One thing I quickly forgot to do is press this button and the cannon opens up and reveals a, yeah. No. The robot looks weird. I love this Megatron design, but the toy just does almost everything wrong. He has gorilla arms unless you rotate the wrist, but then you have huge gaps there. His legs are very skinny for the proportions of the upper body. Not to mention he does the splits a lot because both copies I've had loose hips. The head looks ugly, but that's by no means a bad thing because the normal head in the film was this ugly, but it's like an evil ugly and it looks cool. I like the Last Night head design. Battle Mask does flip over his face with a switch on the back, but it's a shame because this copy doesn't actually stay in place. So I'm gonna have to start part swapping my old one that's broken because that actually has a working head that stays. So I'll have a good one eventually. The backpack though, there's, like I said, that pin was shot through the wrong way, making this not sit flush at all. And it's very frustrating because I can't get it to line up and it's... The cannon doesn't do anything interesting. It does sort of like compress a little bit if you want to call it quote unquote folding away. But he comes with these awesome flame effects. Like they look like Dragon Megatrons, but they're bigger and completely different. You can peg them into the cannon and they are hard plastic, so that's nice. And they're 5mm pegs, so you can plug them into a bunch of other stuff. And now I have 4 of these because I technically have 2 copies of this toy. So they're gonna look real nice on a display. He has his like sword axe thing, which is actually pointy, so please be careful. But it looks very cool. I think this weapon, however impractical it might be, looks very, very nice and menacing. It still isn't long enough for this toy though. Damn it, that 3D printed one I got from Logbot, I'm definitely gonna put on this guy. I haven't painted it yet. It's set aside so I can paint it, but I'm definitely gonna be putting it on this dude because I think it just fits more. So his articulation is not great. To start with, the head can rotate side to side and can look up and down a little bit due to the hinge. The shoulders can rotate. They're really smooth shoulder joints. I really like that. Arms can go in and out. You got bicep rotation. You have that elbow joint and the wrist swivel, so you can get out of the gorilla arms if you're okay with the gap. This arm articulates the exact same way, except cannon's a bit heavy. The side skirts and the front skirts can move out of the way to accommodate leg going forward. Leg does not go back. Leg only goes out about that far. I didn't clip the knee in all the way. There we go. Does have 90 degrees of bend at the knee, but as you saw, you can unclip. Actually, this one's unclipped already. I'll just show you there. You can unclip the knee for a double jointed knee, which is nice. I know, I like that. And then the toes can move down, and he does have upper shin pivot. But this hip is incredibly loose, like very loose. So if I put him down, he likes to do the splits. There he goes. Oh, I also forgot to shift this up. It's not terrible. I mean, it's the loose joints I can fix. Then I can get him into a pretty decent pose, but yeah, as it stands, it's not great. And my last copy, I'm pointing over there because he's in a bucket in that room. it would also do the splits too. And I've noticed this more often, is that there's a lot of like splits in the panels. There's a split, like the panels that are glued together aren't glued together super well right there, or in his head. And there he goes again. So it's not great. I don't quite recommend it. The title of this video is I think this is the worst leader. And I own Dragonstorm, but Dragonstorm is funny. It melts, and that's funny to me. That's entertaining, at least. This is just so bland and forgettable. It's one that's staying on the shelf, and I'm probably never going to get it back down until I do the big leader video. $30 max, I'd say. And on Buy, like I said, that's very easy to find this thing for 30. I saw the movie The Best version for 50 sealed. That thing looks much better. So like, you can definitely find this for cheap over there. But yeah, that's been my look at the Last Night Leader Class Megatron. Thank you again, Buy, for sponsoring this video. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.